Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the honorable judges, teachers, parents, and my fellow friends. Today, on this fine day, I would like to present a public speech about the advantages and disadvantages of bringing handphone to school. It is an issue that could be implemented soon. Before it takes place, let's look at the pros and cons of this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, handphones, mobile phones, and tablets are becoming common almost everywhere in our society. Even now, small children have it too. Today, it has become a must-have item to everyone. Even now, if I ask the audience whether they have a handphone, probably almost all will say yes, right? Well, as for now, this question excludes the students because students are still prohibited to bring handphone to school. But if students are allowed to bring handphone to school, most probably all the audience in this hall will say yes. But then, is it a good idea to allow students to bring handphone to school? In every story, there are two sides of contracting ideas. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to let the audience know the advantages and disadvantages of allowing students to bring handphone to school. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start my speech by stating the first advantage of students bringing phone to school. That is, to make communication easier, especially between parents and their children. It will allow them to communicate with each other at any time. In the past, parents often never knew where their children were until they came home. With the handphone, parents can check up on their kids and arrange transportation or relay important information if necessary at any time they want. For instance, the children can tell their parents what their activities are and thus make the parents less worried about their children's whereabouts. Secondly, handphones can be an invaluable tool in emergency situations. For instance, if a student is severely injured or there is a crisis situation, the phones can allow students to contact authorities or anyone for help. Now, I will focus on the disadvantages of bringing handphone to school. Firstly, it is about theft. With more and more attractive phones available, there are good chances of phones being snatched or stolen. This happens because some pupils might not be able to afford it. Thus, the only way for them to have it is by stealing it. Students also can make extra money too by stealing the handphone and selling it. Moreover, students can at times be clumsy when keeping their things. We all know that once the item is gone, it will be gone forever. The price of a handphone is not cheap, and when the theft issue arises, it can cause a lot of other trouble. Secondly, handphones can cause distraction in lessons. Some students that did not shut off their phone and suddenly get a phone call will disturb the lesson in the class. They can also play games in hiding during the lesson too. With so many students in the class, the teacher could overlook the students. This is one of the instances of student misuse the purpose of handphones. By bringing handphone to school, also will hinder pupils to study more as they much prefer to play games than to read books. They only use the privilege given for their own joy only. Thus, the passion for learning for many students will be decreasing, and this is bad because study is important in life. Only with more knowledge we can be more developed. But if this young generation do not like to study, it will hinder our progress to be more successful. Ladies and gentlemen, I have lined up the pros and cons of allowing students to bring handphone to school. Now, it is up to us to decide and choose what is the best decision on this issue. Well then, I arrived at the end of my speech and thus, I would like to thank all for lending your ears. Therefore, I end my speech with thank you very much and goodbye. Thank you.